interesting. So I have been asking a lot of people. I've been actually telling a lot of people that we'll be starting with the video thing. All right, we'll
Okay.
be making tutorials because in India right now there is no channel which is actually taking from scratch, especially in game development and game designing, game environment artists. People even don't even have an idea that this is also a career. To be honest, right? Uh,
What, 3D?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
doing 3D programming?
100%. Like nobody is focused on that, right? Even if you just ask a 12th standard kid, right, what is 3D, and you have future in animation, how the industry
Nope.
is working, they have no idea.
So
That's
what's the
that's
main goal? So
so
what's the
just
main
just
goal?
engineering doctor, right?
Yeah, okay, doctor.
That is something we prioritize here. Like we just prioritize engineering, mechanical engineering, aeronautical engineering. There are a lot of things. I mean, we are really good in technology. If you see, as in India, right? Like they're really good, but especially these kids, right? They don't know. They can't. Once they are out of their colleges, they don't know how to go there, right? Whoever is
Yeah.
going in, getting into game development, they have like 20 years of experience, 15 years of experience. That's how they are getting into it after exploring a lot of fields, and that's how they go there. But here,
Okay.
right after the college, they have no idea how to actually get inside the industry. Very rare people are getting.
Okay.
So
So we gotta teach these kids how then, right?
exactly, yeah, that's the intention, to spread awareness. We will also talk about a lot of technologies, whatever is happening right now, how to utilize AI tools and stuff. And before getting into that, I want to introduce you first. So
Okay.
guys, that's Marcel Bolanca, right? I hope I'm pronouncing it well.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it's a lot of people say Blanca, but you can say Blancha, which is
Awesome.
proper. But either way, it doesn't matter.
All right, all right, all right. So Marcel has, I think, 35 years of experience in the industry.
uh, oh
30,
boy. Now you're
32.
gonna make. I think 30. All
Okay,
right. Now I gotta
30.
do. Now you're gonna make me do the math.
Okay, let's keep it 30. Let's not do the proper math here.
Yeah. So yeah, because well, I think it's 2025 is the accurate. So
Oh my God. All right.
since
That's a lot.
2002. Yeah.
That's
So
that's that's nearly my age.
okay, I'm gonna hang up now.
That's fine.
So yeah, but that's all good. I look like I'm 22, so it's all good.
Yeah, actually, you look really young, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So maybe.
Marcel, I would let you drive now. I mean, I want you to just introduce yourself properly and what are the things you have worked on, or how is it like for you being in this industry and stuff like that. Yeah, that's already that. Awesome.
Need a cup of coffee. Can't do this without a cup of coffee. So,
Awesome. Yeah.
let's see. So I've kind of gone through probably every version of 3D you can do. So everything from commercials to social media to gaming to game cinematics to creating something that didn't even exist with Z right here. So we'll get to that at some point. But it's something that we created for ASU a few years back.
Yep.
But I've gone everywhere. So done commercials for Pepsi, for Subway, worked for Radio City Music Hall here in Manhattan, and then eventually moved up and started working on ride attraction. So Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, and then eventually moved down to Florida, worked for Universal, Disney, and then spent, wow, 10 years of my career, I guess, just doing
Mhm.
stuff for Disney and for SeaWorld and for Universal and a bunch of that stuff. So, um, and I've gone from everywhere to just starting off as a modeler to
Mhm.
eventually becoming a technical director, to teaching myself programming. So there's a lot of aspects of what we do that is just awesome. And it's like I tell everybody, it's like, what do you do? I said, I'm just a big kid. So every day I get to just come up with something cool and just try to make it reality. So a lot of times there's a lot of people that can't figure out what they want to do or how they want to do it. And then it's my job to kind of figure it out and make it actually happen. And so in some cases we pull in somebody like Z here, and and there's little bit more focus on the technical aspect, and then he and I will brainstorm and kind of figure out how to kind of make things happen in real time, because that's where we're heading right now. So at this point in the career, I guess I've been fortunate enough that I haven't had to deal with AI. But now where I am in my career, I'm kind of fortunate to be dealing with AI, if that
Right.
makes sense.
So it's been, I think, 6 years since we are working together, almost.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. And Marcel calls me Z, for the context here.
Yeah. Instead of W, I call him Z. It sounds cooler too.
Yeah, it sounds cooler to me as well. So people can call me Z. That's it. That's totally fine. So Marcel, how games were made before and how is it now? Like, what is the main difference you see?
Main differences is just pretty much epic. I mean, they've optimized stuff as much as possible. To be honest, like my background is more like high-end 3D stuff. So Maya, Max, all that stuff. And then eventually things started slowly going real time. Um, so I didn't get a chance to learn Unreal until like it first started coming out, kind of thing. So for me, like I started using Unreal probably in version 2 or 3. So ever since then, it was very clunky. So of course, back in the day, it was create a model, optimize the model, or create a high-res model, then optimize the model, then output normal maps and displacement maps, and do all that stuff that we do now. The only cool part is now we don't have to do that anymore. So now with AI, we can kind of speed it and automate some of that process. But you still always need the human connection. And
That
of
that
course,
that creativity is always needed. Yeah.
yes, and then of course, back in the day, we also had hardware limitations. So for us, it didn't matter how far we could push the software, the hardware was never there. So now with
Right.
Xbox, PlayStation, all of them kind of having higher end consoles, and then PCs, just these NVIDIA cards are just amazing.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
if you have the money for it, get a, there you go. Here's a little tag for NVIDIA. Get a NVIDIA 6000 ADA card.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that card will change your life, kind of thing.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right. Of
right
course.
now there is also with Unreal you can input VDBs. So you can use something like LiquidGen or EmberGen, which is real-time volumetrics or liquid solutions, and
Right.
with that you can actually re-output that as VDBs. But if you're using an ADA card with LiquidGen and stuff like that, you can actually, I can't remember what it is. I think it's almost like 20 million particles per simulation now in real time, which is, yeah,
Yes.
not going to happen in Unreal. So yeah, I mean, now in Unreal, you can do rigging, you can do crowd simulations, you can do all that stuff directly in
Exactly.
there. Yep.
Now it's a lot easier for an individual also to start with game development since we have Unreal Marketplace to get
Yep.
everything out of the box, right? You have AI tools which will definitely help you increase your productivity. Then we also have meta humans, which has changed a lot of things drastically. Before it was really difficult to develop one character, do modeling and stuff like that, do animation, do rigging, blah blah blah. Now
But
we have cloud rendering and also pixel streaming. These are the
yes.
most amazing parts I talk about usually to people.
And also, have you seen the new animation tools? You found it?
No, I was trying to search. I'm not able to find it
Ah,
as
here.
well.
Yeah. Let's
Let's
we'll have
let's
a
try to
race.
dig
Let's
it
yeah.
up. And
Well, let's have a race. See who finds it first.
all I can see, I think this gives you results based on your history. So I'm seeing is some blueprint, some code stuff, and
Okay.
right,
Okay. So I think I already found this. So here, I'm going to share screens quick.
awesome.
So, and excuse my coughing because allergies are going a little
Same here,
crazy
same here.
right now. Here we go. Direct mesh is what it's called. Yeah, so see this? So you can
Mhm.
just click on the mesh right here,
Yeah.
and then it auto rigs through the whole spline system kind of thing. So for example, if you click like at the bottom of your finger, it'll rotate the whole joint like a normal finger
It's
does.
called Unreal DMC. It's 5.8. Okay.
Yep.
Direct control. People
Yeah. This thing.
studios have been
So now,
spending a lot of time for doing this. Of course.
yeah, and check this out. It's all blueprint.
Oh my
So now you
goodness.
take this, you set this up, you run this through Claude, and then Claude can automate all this stuff for you. So yeah, so I'm saying this is just some really just amazing stuff happening here.
Yeah. Right.
So and now you can actually, instead of converting just the head mesh, you can convert
Mhm.
the whole body mesh. It's amazing.
One big question, right? What is your go-to tool like Claude AI, ChatGPT for AI research and all of those stuff? Like, what do you prefer?
Right now, for me, it's Claude AI.
Right?
It's
It's much better.
Claude for everything. Yes, so I think it's way better than ChatGPT. Now,
100%.
ChatGPT is good for something just kind of quick. Like, hey, I need
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
Python script for this, or I need a Python
Mm,
script for that. Type it in, and there you go, kind of thing. But Claude is way more intuitive,
100%. Yeah.
and it's just I can't show it on here, but there's a piece of software that I was working on just for me personally that kind of like does
Mm-hmm.
all my bills, all my money management, all that stuff, but it
Wow.
stays keeps everything local. And so I literally typed in a paragraph into Claude, and I have
It's
a fully
honestly like
functioning
it's like
18
just
month.
having a assistant, right? Personal assistant doing stuff on
It's
top of
like
your
it's like having a automated you kind of thing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's like saying, "Hey Z, do this," and then it's just like boom, programmed.
So
you know,
exactly, even our whole objective for making videos on YouTube is this, that
Yeah,
people should be easily able to, grasp everything, and we want to deliver as much as possible using the latest technology and the tricks and tips. I
yeah,
think that's what the whole
yeah,
intention
exactly.
is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, whatever we're doing, we want to make sure that we're having fun doing it too. We don't want to get
Exactly.
stuck in a rut where we're kind of like you're just a robot kind of thing. We're getting,
Right.
I think, to the point in this career field
Right.
where you're either gonna do what you have to do and have fun doing it, or you're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
left behind. That's your two options.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, creativity and the human driving element is never going to change. And they can animate all these films using AI and all this other stuff, but everything looks the same. People are going to get bored with it. You need that human quality addition to it. So I don't care what you build. It's like unless you have that human element, it doesn't help.
So,
Because I know Netflix just built their whole AI animation studio just to do all that stuff for Netflix. And I guarantee you, within you can take my word for it or not, within 6 months of them actually starting to put out their first film, then
mm-hmm.
6 months, it's all going to be the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
I get it.
And
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, so it's not the same. So, yeah, so I think what you and I are trying to do here is to kind of hopefully get everybody to be like, woo, this is awesome. And, kind of stay engaged in what we're doing and
Right.
make sure that we're always a part of it,
Right.
but kind of heading to the next part in the journey of whatever 3D or programming is going to be. Because yes, I think we are definitely getting affected more than most. I think.
So what is one piece of advice for somebody who wants to get into this field, who has zero idea about game development, game design, or whatever this complete field, but he wants to get into this 3D thing? What is your piece of advice for him?
Okay. After doing this long and running some people through this, working alongside people with this, um, you have to have a passion for this. So this is not something you pick up and just go, "Hey, I just want to do this." This is not the field for you then. At the end of the day, so it's like if you want to just be, I want to do this and I want to just do that, you're not going to get anywhere. So at the end of the day, you need to be like, this is super cool. I want to learn this. I want to learn that. I want to learn this. I want to learn that because there's so many different cogs going on
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, and they all kind of link. So you need to make sure that
Right.
you have an understanding of whatever's going on with every aspect of whatever you're doing. So same for programming. If you're a programmer and Z learned this with me, kind of thing, at the end of the day, he's doing programming, but he still has to understand what we're trying to do on the 3D side of things. So if he doesn't understand part of what we do as a job, he's going to fail. And if we don't understand what he has to deliver sometimes or how he has to deliver it, we're going to fail. And that means you have to actually do extra research sometimes. Now, that's not saying that you can't be, I guess, just in a specific kind of
Mm-hmm.
part of the project, like just a model or a texture. But with AI, a lot of that stuff is going to be very compartmentalized kind of thing. So instead of like having 50
Right.
modelers, you might have 10 modelers. So
Correct.
AI is going to change a lot of stuff. It's going to be more, create this and AI cleans it up or optimizes it and spits out texture maps. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to change. So you need to embrace what AI is going to do. You have to kind of try to think of what AI is going to be like in a year
Mm-hmm.
from now, and then see what aspects of that stuff is going to be for you, kind of thing.
Makes sense.
What that thing is, but you have to be, again, you have to be passionate, because I've worked with people and they're not passionate, and that's fine. And some of those people end up becoming project managers and they just kind of run the job, and that's
Yeah,
fine too, because they understand some of the
yeah, yeah,
3D
yeah.
and they run the job. So that's okay. And then there's the people that create this ideas or create the tools or create any of this stuff, like me and Z. Then at the end of the day, you have to be passionate, because some of the stuff is just not going to work. Some of these days, you're going to want to pull your hair out your head, and you're going to want to go cry in a corner, but you can't. So you have to actually have that drive and that will
Right,
to kind of like, okay, I know I'm heading in the right direction, and keep
right, right.
pushing through. And then you'll get it, you'll figure it out, and then you move on to the next step, kind of thing. So my advice is you have to have something in your gut that says, yeah, this is for me. Yes, I got all these ideas. I can do all this stuff. I'm gonna push. And you got,
Advice would be to anybody who wants to get into programming or anything, right? Like it's like you have to keep updating yourself. Right? That is the main thing, and you have to get started first, right? And you cannot
yes.
just go through just tutorials and learn things. You have to actually practice, and
Hmm.
that's how you actually explore and learn things. First you have to understand the concepts and everything, because uh, when I started game development, right? Like I had zero experience of in multiplayer especially, or maybe all this. But I started making metaverses. I started working with different brands, working on
Yeah.
multiplayer programming, working on gameplay programming, matchmaking logics and all of this stuff. And it's always been like figuring things out, right? And that's what actually improvises your skills as well. So I think there should be that one factor of exploring with
Yes.
interest, because that gives you phenomenal results. I think that is something I would suggest as a programmer.
And that's to build on top of what you just said too. At the end of the day too, is like you'll know you're heading in the right direction, because when you're doing stuff like this, where you're exploring or experimenting or creating tools,
Right.
when you feel that little bit of fire in you, that you're
Yeah.
kind of like sitting there and you're going like, hey, I like this. Okay, this is cool. I'm building this. And then when you actually get to something, when you feel that little bit of fire, you're heading in the right direction, and this might actually be the career for you. If you're doing this stuff and you don't feel that little bit, maybe you might want to think of something else, kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, this is not for everybody. So especially these days everything is going to get streamlined way more than it is. So if you're in this, you got to be in it, kind of thing. And at the same time too, like you said, even when it comes to 3D stuff, you have to building stuff while you're doing this will help you learn
Mhm.
more than anything else. So for me, like my whole career has been pretty much trial by fire. I went through, college, got my degree, and then you just dive in, kind of thing. It's just you don't get any practice, you don't get anything. You just got to either deliver or you don't. Especially back then, because they just needed a bunch of people.
Right, right.
And so these days it's different. So these days, to learn, you watch the YouTube video, and then but my recommendation is don't do the work when you watch the YouTube video. Watch the YouTube video once, then
Mhm.
after you're done watching the YouTube video, then go back and do it
Try
when you
doing
watch the YouTube.
stuff. Yeah,
So
makes
yeah,
sense.
get it in your head first, and then kind of work through the
And
process.
I think one golden piece of advice for everybody right now at this point of time is, if you have time, you should actually try your own games. We never know what can get you fame, and you can just take off. So I think
So
people,
so for
yeah.
yeah, so for you, when you started all this stuff, what what was the I guess what was the first thing that you did that kind of made you, I guess, understand that you were heading in the right direction? Like, what's the first thing that you ever kind of put together?
So I'll be really honest, right? Like I had no idea what I was doing. I was in mechanical engineering, but I always had this interest in softwares. So in first year of my engineering, I was actually making projects and selling it to final year students because final year students had to submit a project in their final year as part of their final year submissions, and that's how they get their certifications and everything. So I used to help them make those projects, and I realized, what am I doing? Taking mechanical. So I just went to my dad, and he's like, I was like, I can't do mechanical. I really want to shift to software engineering. So I was like, all right. So that's how I got into software. And in the second year of my graduation, I had a startup. I mean, I was taking some small projects and doing it on my own. It was like a freelancing thing, and I started joining companies, working for them, and always I had one thing. This is what actually gave me really good experience as well, and good knowledge, to be honest. So I was not doing one thing. I used to explore. Let's say I'm working for somebody in the morning. In the evening time, I used to spend time exploring some other stuff. So that used to give me more opportunities and stuff. And now I'm pretty sure any interview I crack, I can do it, right? So that is a guarantee I get after doing all this. That's the level of confidence you get in.
Yeah, and so it goes back to like what I was saying before too. That's the passion
Mhm.
part. That's the
Right, right.
you still work a full day, but you still spend some time kind of learning and doing whatever you have to. You have
Exactly.
to have because the funny part is now you can see the correlation between everybody that kind of keeps going somewhere in their careers. At the same time, that happened to me. So I would work um, for a friend of ours. So we worked together with her as well. And so for us, I would do the same thing when I was working just for her. Like I would work all day, and then in between, I would squeeze out and say, "Oh, look at this cool thing I just made," or just goof around with this, see. And then she would take that and get us other jobs based on my just goofing around stuff.
And
So
and
yeah,
and
we could
I,
do
and
that.
I hope you remember, I used to work whole night sometimes, just to complete when I was working with you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Some nights, yeah, we'd be up to yeah. So I guess what is that like? I mean, some. So for you, it's the evening right now, right? So yeah, so
Yeah,
we'd
yeah.
be like up to like I guess U.S. time, like 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'd
Right.
still be going until we solve the problem, kind of
That's
thing. Yeah,
that's
because
actually
sometimes
midnight here.
yeah, and sometimes you just have well, sometimes we've been up to like 1, 2 o'clock your time too.
Yeah,
We've been
yeah.
even later than that, just to make. Because sometimes you have to push through and solve the problem. You have to deliver when you
Right.
got to deliver. Yeah.
But one big myth what people have is that you should maintain work-life balance. Even before starting their career, they start looking for this. I think that is something you should not be concerned about in the initial stages of your career. Maybe once you
Okay. Well,
stabilize it, then maybe yeah. What is your
so
thought here?
everybody who's gonna watch this or everybody who does this, go watch Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon,
Mhm.
and go watch the part where he goes in and Wiki goes into the office to go for apply for a job. So after he just saved the world in the first two movies, so he goes into the office and he tells the guy, he's like, "Listen, I've done things for this world to save this world that nobody even knows about, blah blah, blah, and I can't even tell you." And it doesn't matter. He just turns around and tells him, he's like, none of that stuff matters. He's like, at the end of the day, you're looking for the job after this job. You got to do this job first to get to that job. So focus on this job, and then you get to where you want to get to. Same
Mhm.
goes for here. So if you're already coming into the job thinking that you're going to be like a director or a CG supervisor, you're already kind of doomed. You have to work your way up. You have to understand and learn. And especially in this field, it's everything we do is relationships. Everything
Right.
you do, who you meet, how you interact with all this sort of stuff. So being angry at people, irritating people, doing all that stuff, it doesn't help. Think coming in thinking that you're the best thing that's ever
Mhm,
happened
mhm.
is not a good thing, kind of thing. You have to learn and you have to respect everybody around you, and then you'll get respected as you work your way up, and then you get to that point in your career where you can be a director or a CG supervisor or a VFX supervisor or on-set supervisor. Like you can do all of this stuff. Because I still
Yeah.
remember, like, it took a while, but when I finally first did my first onset, like, visual effects supervisor kind of thing, it was
Mhm.
awesome. You know what I'm saying? Because you're sitting there and you're getting to watch all the cameras everywhere and you're getting to watch all this stuff happen, and you're kind of like, they're like, hey, well, how should we shoot this so it's better for visual effects? And it's a good interactive experience kind of thing.
All right. anybody watching this video, right? Like, I just want them to understand that, I really think Marcel has really good experience and he knows lots and lots of stuff. And since I was working with him, right, we finally realized that we should actually make videos to, give, maybe share our knowledge, and people can make most out of it. That is what we think, and that's how we started this video thing. And I really want you guys to comment and what videos you want us to come up with and what exact topics, maybe, so that we can actually make better videos and stuff like that, right? And I really want to help people, in fact, to get into this industry. And a lot of people still don't know how to do things, maybe goofing around in different forums and stuff. AI is there, but they don't know how to utilize it to the fullest. Maybe we will also be exploring a lot of tools which are latest in the industry right now, together in a fun way.
Yeah.
We make a really good combo, Marcel.
Yeah. I think I think this is gonna be awesome. So I think once we kind of get this going, like this is gonna.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, let me just capture a quick reel video so that I can just share my Instagram audience that we are actually making it. I really wanted to post Marcel here.
I don't post what? Post me?
No, I'm just letting the audience know that we are actually started.
That we're actually finally doing it. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, yeah.
Please, let me know in the comments whatever your topics are which you want us to discuss. And see you in the next video. Bye.
All right, see you guys.